Welcome back to the last part of our orientation video. At this stage, we assume you have already set up the users. You have already allocated names to their IDs respectively. You also have already allocated their respective departments. Okay. We also assume at this point that you have set up the shifts according to the way they're supposed to be. Okay, and you fed this information into the system. Now, the very last aspect of this setup method is what we call a schedule table. Now, what is a schedule table, one would ask? Well, a schedule table is a table that shows you, to start with, how many workers you have registered. It will have them listed here as many as they are. Okay. Now, the importance of this table is for you to be able to set leave days. Okay. The first instance that we can use here is these are Zambian holidays. Say in this particular month of June, say a particular day is a holiday. So let's go for the 11th of June, which is on a Thursday. Okay, 2026. Yes, so let's say this day we are going to put a 0. Now, before I rush to any of that, okay, you are able to see the date here, 2026, June 10th. Okay, this is when this was extracted. So this is definitely for June. Okay, so this tip gives you, it says 0 is no shift, and then 1 to 10, this is a shift encoding. So what 0 means is that this person is not supposed to work on this particular day. Okay, so as we were setting up the shifts table, if you recall well, there was an aspect, or a point rather, where we said you have to set whether your people are going to rest on Saturday, Sunday, or are they only going to rest, or rather are they going to rest on both days? So let me just demonstrate this. Okay, so rest were here double. So this is set to double, meaning Saturday and Sunday your workers are supposed to rest. Okay, so what impact that has on the program is that if you look at the schedule table here, you find that Saturday and Sunday they have zeros on them, meaning that the workers are not supposed to work on Saturday or Sunday. However, like I said earlier on, you are able to modify. So if someone is expected to work Saturday and Sunday also, there would be ones here. Now, what does 1 mean? 1 is the shift that this person is allocated to. So in this case, we only have one user registered here, user number 1. So if we had user number 2 or number 3 here, what would have had is a situation where others would have had 2s here, others would have had 3 instead of 1, because that's the shift that they are assigned. Okay, and then also this helps you estimate, or rather set, which day they're not supposed, like I earlier mentioned. So the first instance I mentioned was a holiday. Okay, if 11th is a holiday, you put a 0 there, and then if 16th is also a holiday, you remove the 1 that is there, you replace it with a 0. Okay, so you do this individually per user. Okay, hope you got that. And then this also helps the system come up with how many days this person is supposed to work and how many they are not supposed to work. So if you see, this is from the first of the month to the very end of the month here, and all weekends have been flagged as no work days. So all weekends are flagged as no work days, meaning it will now calculate how many days are left Monday to Friday. If you go to Monday to Friday, you say first week Monday is a holiday, you put a 0. Also, in a case where these people have leave days, instead of their shift number, you put a 0. In short, any day that they are not working, you set a 0 instead of their shift number. This helps the system not mark them as absent. Okay, once you do this, you go back to the system on the machine, you navigate to the menu, you go back to the shifts, and then you say import shift schedule. Okay, this particular document is a schedule. So this document also comes in handy. Let's say user number 1. Okay, this user number 1 asked for a leave starting from the 10th, or rather a leave starting from the 15th up until the 19th. So this person requested not to be at work on these particular days. Okay, so we put zeros here to indicate that this person is on leave. Okay, this does not translate into absenteeism, no. So it will just say this person is not supposed to work on this particular day, meaning even as it is calculating the number of work days, that numerator is supposed to be different because these are not calculated. So if let's say if we had said 20 working days initially, if you were to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning it will say 15 working days, and then out of the 15 working days, how many did they actually work? Okay, so once you feed this back into the machine, then the machine is good to go. This schedule can be fixed at any particular time. So remember, employees are able to ask for leave at any particular time. So whenever someone comes and asks for leave and then administration or HR approves that leave, they need to update this schedule table. Okay, get back to this schedule table, retrieve it from the machine, set this particular period. Okay, set all these figures to 0, meaning this leave has been approved for this particular week 3 of the month. This person is supposed to work, and then they put it back at the machine. You can always modify these documents as many times as you want until the very last day that you want to retrieve records. So this correlates together or moves hand in hand with the shift and the attendance. So whenever there is a request, you can always update this, and then the report will come out as updated. If you do not update this, it will count them as absent. Okay, so that is the importance of this procedure. Once more, this is now the full setup method or procedure for the DP100 biometric attendance machine.